I've been a season ticket holder for a while. I went to the games your first season, and the magic of the Alphon wasn't quite back yet. What did that first season feel like, and how much of a visionary did you have to be to sort of picture getting here from where you were then?
Fortunately for me, I'd been part of that in a couple other places. I came from UMass, and we won 7 games or 5 games our first year. I think we won 7 4 years ago here.
Yeah.
So that was actually an improvement. So I was mentally prepared for those type of things. I always knew the Alphon was a special place, and I know the history of the program. I didn't know what would happen when that spark was maybe lit again, and it's happened the last couple of years, and how special it was. And so it's been really cool to see. It's been like humbling to see like the support that we get, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. It really has as a fan too. And my memory's a little bit fuzzy. When you get to be my age, your memory starts going a little bit. But I feel like the turning point from a area buzz perspective was last season. I think you beat BC. Was really when I felt like I was hearing a whole lot more people talk about Maine hockey again. Did you feel the same way?
As far as how we were playing, and we weren't playing terribly anymore. It was probably the year before there was a turning point, but I don't think if you're not there every day, you wouldn't notice that. So the year before, when we were like 500 roughly, that was a turning point for us, just as how we play. So our staff felt that we would get better last year. But yeah, that was, I think, the turning point for the public when we went, and they were number 1 at the time. Yeah. And winning that game kind of changed, lit the whole spark again, maybe, so to speak.
Yeah, and then this season was magical. The Hockey East quarterfinal game at the Alphon. As you and Coach Mishu were walking off the ice, I saw you both kind of look around, almost like you were taking it in. Yeah. How difficult is it in the moment when you're coaching versus when you can kind of wrap up a game and walk off the ice?
Well, that was that was our last game at the Alphon there against Lowell, and so we knew that was, we couldn't play any more games at the Alphon, and it really is just, it's so hard to duplicate that, and it can't be duplicated anywhere in college hockey, and really in sports in general, just the energy that's in that building. We were just appreciative of being there and all the people, and it was spring break, and it was still full of Maine fans, so it's just it's beyond special in there.
And then when you go to the semifinals and the finals at the Garden, you're almost always in enemy territory because there's usually a Boston team in the finals, if not the semifinals. And of course, you played Northeastern and won a thrilling double overtime game. But then it was nice to see no Boston teams there for the finals, both from a crowd perspective and also just, we don't really like them. So, but it must have, I can't imagine how it sounded on the ice. I know from where I was sitting, where I was sitting, it was very loud with Maine fans. It felt like 90% Maine fans. Yeah. Does that actually seep in, though, when you're coaching, or do you try to block that out for better or worse through the entire experience?
I would say 95% of the time it doesn't seep in, but I can promise you it seeps into the opponents at the Alphon every night. And it was very hard to not take note of, especially that final game. And the whole place was basically Maine fans. I've been fortunate to be on national championship teams, which we didn't accomplish this year, obviously. Other places.
But you will.
We will, hopefully, in the future. That's right, yeah. But that was more special for our team, that moment, just because of when you're in the Frozen Four somewhere, if you're fortunate enough to go there, it's in a random place. Like this year it would be in St. Louis. So you're never going to have 90% or 15,000 Maine jerseys like it felt like at that game. You can never really have that, and that was what that game was like. So for us, it was very, it almost felt like the national championship, So it was actually, I think, looking back on it, it was very hard to get those emotions back and go play last week. And not that that's the reason that we didn't play well, but that was an incredible experience. Yeah.
I have 2 kids, tween, teen, in that age range. They have a couple of questions for you. One is, my oldest wanted to know, how do you try out for the Maine hockey team?
Well, they got to apply to school first, and so they have to decide whether they want to attend the University of Maine. and then you can just email or call me, and I'll make sure to get it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And my youngest wants to know what flavor of gum you chew during the game.
I've gotten that a lot since.
Really?
Yeah, because I think I must go to town on it pretty good. Anything that's in front of me. I'm not picky. Yeah. So whatever's in front of me in the locker room before we go out there, I'm good with.
We were on campus with a crowd of people that were welcoming you back from Pennsylvania, and as you started walking off the bus, my youngest got very excited, said, "There's the guy that chews the gum." I was like, "Which guy chews the gum?" Yeah, you know? She's like, "Him." I'm like, "That's Coach Barr."
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, well, congratulations! Just an amazingly exciting season, and when I host this show, I get to do things that I wouldn't get to normally do, but I'm going to present the Hockey East Trophy to you. Coach Barr, hold it up nice and proud. Big round of applause for Coach Barr and the University of Maine Black Bear hockey team. We're coming right back with Angelica Foray. Don't go away. Thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. Good.